Hey Guitar Heroes, we've looked at a lot of professional Guitar Hero players now, so it's time to move to my favorite and figure out why Randy Ladyman is a masochist. Now I say that because he's probably my favorite player because he's just blown my mind more than anybody else that I've seen. So he just uploaded this video called Mind Blowing Clone Hero Solo Montage, so I'm just gonna go over a few of the solos that he plays. So let's see. All right, so here we go. Okay, so this video or this little clip is from the You Time You Show You Universe song. But yeah, it's just really fast sweeps. I mean, even just going frame by frame, there's almost more notes than there are frames. But this is what it looks like at full speed. So, like, at first glance, especially if you're not an experienced player, it just looks like a big blur of, like, way too many notes. And yeah, I do think that's true. But when you really break it down, you can kind of see... like, let's see if I can just get this at a decent starting point. Alright, so forget what's on fire right now. But look at this, so I've talked a lot about how you just see it as clusters of notes. So, like right here, for example, with whatever he's doing, you could start off going 2, 3, 4, and then you could do a zigzag with 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, and then 4, 3, 2, 1. So these solos are usually comprised of just a whole bunch of clusters of like 3s and 4s and even sometimes 5s all the way down. So like right here you've got a 3 and then you've got a 3, 4, 5, 4, 3 and then you've got a 4 down, and then like right here with the orange you've got a 5, 4, 3, so I'm just going to call that a 3. So you got a 3 and then 4, 3, 2, 1, which is a 4. So you're kind of just trading hands throughout this whole section, and I think that if we played it at even quarter speed, you can really tell that a lot is going on. Now right here, it does go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but there's really no way to easily tap all the way down to like that. So you really shouldn't look at sections like here from orange down to green. Don't look at that as a 5. Look at that as a 4. Just think of it as 5, 4, 3, 2. That's a 4. The green is part of the next part. So that's where you go 1, 2, 3. So you go like 5, 4, 3, 2, and then your other hand will switch to 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, basically, that's all you're doing is switching your hands to be able to hit these sweeps. And that's true for like pretty much all of the sweeps. So like you can see his hands, how he's just taking turns slapping it. Now I mean you gotta go over these kind of things a lot of times to know where to put your hands, but it's like there's a 4, there's a 3, there's a 3, there's a 3, there's a 3, 3, 4, 3, 3. Well, I mean, when you can zigzag, that's kind of like a 5, but instead of like just doing a 3, 4, 5, you just go up and back down. But yeah, when it's at this full speed, I just think he's nuts for pulling this kind of thing off. Alright, here's another one. This one is a really unique set of patterns here. So this is from the song Virus. It's at 150 speed.
Never gonna hit this again, dude.
So I mean, yeah, there's those open notes, and then you get to this. Now this is really hard to hit, even if you know how to hit it. But if you don't know how to hit it, then let's just go over it. So everything is a tap note right here, but you've got an open tap note between each, well, almost every other tap note. So like you have to hit that red and then let go, because you have to let go of all buttons to register an open note. So you gotta tap red and then tap green, green, and then there's a green red before the next open note. So that's a little bit of a break, but really it's kind of like trills, except instead of holding down a button and tapping, you're just holding nothing and tapping. It's a really awkward thing to do, especially when it's this fast. But then you get to this part where it's like open and then 2, and then open and then 2, open and then... So yeah, look at what his hands are doing. We'll slow it down. So he's just like, you're not allowed to hold the green note in this section, which a lot of times people want to hold green during like every pattern, but here you're not allowed to do that because you gotta lift off for the open notes.
Never mind.
And then yeah, the rest of it's kind of just pretty simple solo. Alright, here's another crazy one. It's a Buckethead song, Worms for the Garden, at 250% speed. This looks like more jumbled nonsense, but again, it's kind of just like the other one, how you just like, you're slapping it with both hands to do the sweeps, but not everything is going to be just as simple as doing like a 4-3-2-1, stuff like that. Like, sweeps are usually easy because it is nice to just be able to slap a single stretch of notes like that. But like right here, he, let's see, probably taps the blue and then just holds red and then does all the way up to orange and then back to red. Now just take a look at that little section. This section right here, red, yellow, blue, orange, blue, yellow, red, that's 7 notes. And you play that just by going. So like in that single motion, that's 7 notes that you're hitting like almost in an instant. And yeah, when you're doing, so when you're having to play like, let's say 20 or so notes per second with this, it really relies on just those as fast of sweeps as you can hit. So again, it's probably like 5, 4, 3, 2, and then tap. I mean, it's kind of like a mix between sweeps and chimneys. And when you really like slow it down or pause in the middle of it, you can kind of see what the pattern really looks like. So let's move to another one. Alright, this one is the ending to Evil Dead by Dragon Force, but it's at 135% speed. So this one's got a lot of weird stuff too, because I missed it. So there's a lot of weird trills, and you can see with his fingers, it looks like he does one of the same tapping patterns that I do for trills. So he's just holding the, well, so he's like holding blue, but to do trills the absolute fastest, you gotta like rake tap it, which is where you like use 2 fingers with this hand, and then but also the extra finger from your fretting hand. So you go 1, 2, 3. So you just have 3 fingers alternating on a trill button, and that kind of gives you the most efficiency. And then there's just like random zigzags in here, and like I said with the other one, a zigzag can be done with just a single motion. So you can actually one-hand zigzags really fast as long as you can like get that motion down. Like just look at how my hand moves whenever I do this. So like you could, like I said, you can hit 7 notes like that pretty quick. So if you're doing, you know, if you can slap it like this up to like, let's say 4 times a second, then you're essentially hitting at least 24 notes per second if you can be consistent with that. So then, you know, more zigzags, and then you've got just these ladders. And it looks like during this section when he's doing the really fast ladders, like I honestly hate patterns like this, but instead of looking at it as like a group of 2 and then another group of 2, and another group of 2, and another group of 2. You can just see it's like blue. The first blue right here is a single note on its own, and then you go orange, yellow as a pattern, and then blue, red, and then yellow, green. But it's a little bit simpler of a hand motion to be able to go like do that kind of thing instead of like trying to, you know, work your way down each button. And here's something that I've really experienced a lot lately too. So like I say all the time with the Zig Zags, how you just do like a single slapping motion. Just entire sections like this. Maybe not at this speed, I don't know. Here, let's see. Okay, so he's still tapping all of this. But really it's all just about like sliding your hand up and down. And yeah, it's kind of a weird thing to explain, but if you can just get your hand to be like fluid through the whole thing, you can actually get a lot faster than you would expect.
Yes!
So that's the Evil Dead pattern. I'm not going to go over every single pattern in this video because it's like 15 minutes long. I'll definitely leave a link to the video though, because it's pretty awesome to watch. Here's another Mike Orlando solo thing. And he actually just gets blown away himself that he just hit that. So I hate this pattern every time I run into it, but it's not as bad as it looks once you get it down, because it's all just descending. So like, let's just skip to this first set of orange notes. So of course you can go like 5 4 3 2 and 3 2 1 2. I mean, this again is just it's basically all sweeps again, but with that extra red note kind of on the end of each of the sections. Alright, now here's another one. This is a Jackie Vincent solo song, and so it starts off not too hard. I mean, you can just kind of use the one hand to go up, but then towards the end you reach a part that just doesn't make any sense with how fast it is. So now this is probably the most important little section of this whole video that I wanted to go over, because so look at how he's postured. He's got his elbow down by the strum bar, and he's holding the green note. So he's getting ready to hit this green. Now when you look at this pattern, I mean, the notes are so close together that it's almost hard to even understand what's going on. But it's actually just a zigzag within a zigzag. So you would go like 1 2 3 4 with your fretting hand, and then you would just do a 3 4 5 4 3 zigzag, and then a 4 3 2 1 after that. So, but you also have to remember to strum with your elbow at the start of it. And then, I'm gonna keep doing that. So there's a strum note here, and then you do your pattern, and then there's another strum note, and you do the pattern again. But you've got to strum those with your elbow. So just watch it. Watch how his posture looks. He looks kind of funny when he does this, but yeah. So right there, he just. Here, we'll slow it all the way down right here. So he's strumming with his elbow, strumming. Now, one other thing to consider. Look at how far away the green note is right there. And now he's already hit it. Now, we all know the Guitar Hero hitbox is bigger than a lot of other rhythm games, but you can kind of use this to your advantage. Because whenever you have really fast clusters of notes like this, if you start a tiny bit early, like you kind of give yourself a head start. Because let's say you have like a section of 9 notes all Or I guess that's like 13 notes right here. So 13 notes all just in like basically a single swipe. If you start a little bit early, then you're giving yourself more time for a lot of the other notes. Like towards the end, you can hit those a tiny bit late. So you're kind of like stretching the amount of time you can fit these notes into hitting them. But yeah, it's just something a little interesting to think about. So yeah, you just kind of gotta swipe with one hand for those 4, and then do a zigzag with your other hand, and then come off of the 4 zigzag with that hand again. I mean, it's unbelievable that he actually like pulls this off. Just looking at his how he has to position himself for that little thing. But
I gotta see up to it. I'm gonna miss it.
all right, so here we are with another solo. And yeah, there he is again, just kind of slapping it.
What?
But he also amazes me with how much he can do with just one hand. So let's go back a little bit. Yeah, now this kind of thing is just really crazy, but it's kind of like a zigzag. But instead of like letting go of the red note after you hit the orange, so like let's say you go, let's start with this yellow note. So you go yellow, red, green, red, orange, and then you tap the yellow before you go back to the green. So you would swipe green, red, orange, and then tap yellow, and then go back to green, red, orange. Yeah, it's kind of a weird little pattern right there. Let's see if there's any other good ones I can talk about. Alright, so this is the last pattern I'll go over. I don't know how many notes per second this is, but this is probably one of the most efficient patterns that you can go at high speeds, because you're spreading the effort between all 4 fingers, and you can use both hands for it. So I mean, this is just a zigzag of 4s, and so you can go like 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1. Like I said, that's 7 notes. I guess only 6 if you're wanting each one to be separate. But so you would just go like 1 zigzag with that hand. Here, we'll even. So you'll just do 1 zigzag, and then you'll zigzag with the other hand. You can like hold the green the whole time, but I just think it's kind of hard to zigzag with the tapping hand, because you've got to like figure out how to go up and then also let go. Because like with this hand, you're leaning on this side, so it's easy to just kind of go up and then down. But with this one, you're kind of leaning on this side, so it's hard to like lean over here to go up and then down. But yeah, that's some pretty insane. And then more sweeps. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna do for this little lesson video. I mean, the whole thing's almost 16 minutes long, and there's a lot of really cool patterns to watch, so I definitely recommend checking it out. I just wanted to talk about a few of the ones that he shows. But there's not a whole lot to say for every single one, because a lot of it is the same kind of thing. Just swiping it, taking turns with your hands, just doing that kind of thing. But yeah, I just bought this, I bought this guitar, and it feels so weird because it's almost brand new. I found somebody selling the Guitar Hero 3 PC with the guitar on Facebook Marketplace, so I of course jumped on the opportunity and ran over and got it. But yeah, the keys are so noisy. Like this is what my other one sounds like. And then, like, this one feels very soft to push down. These ones are a lot more clacky. But yeah, I've been using this one for almost 6 years now, and it's starting to overstrum, so I was getting worried that I was going to be out of a guitar soon. So now I've got to break in a new one. But yeah, hopefully this lesson actually went over anything. So thanks for watching.